everybody. The question is, what's your first impression of crossover? Sorry, what's your first memory of crossover?
Very first memory of crossover. Before we opened, Jay called me up one day and he called me. He said, Reese, I have something important to show you. And I'm like, alright, what is it? He's like, I can't tell you over the phone. You just have to come.
What was your first impression of crossover?
Oh, it was amazing. I did a class first, but then like I did one class and then I was invited to the Christmas party where, yeah, and that was like the most amazing thing I'd ever seen. There were people dancing everywhere.
Ceci, what's your first impression of crossover? Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. What was your first impression of crossover?
So many high school students.
What was your first impression of crossover?
Leslie is not an answer.
What was your first impression of Leslie?
Asian.
Your first impression after you opened it.
I was very much like, this is never gonna work. But it's too late now, so I guess I better do my best. What was your first impression of crossover?
Red.
What was your first impression of crossover?
Big. Bigger than in all the other studios. Better than all the studios. The best of all the studios.
Your parents think
They're like, what are you doing with your life? What was your first impression of crossover?
My first impression
Yeah.
of crossover, this can't be a dance studio. Because I came in here when it was still an office space. And I didn't see the vision. And I was like, sure, Jay. Sure.
And now?
It's a dance studio. Going strong.
First impression of crossover when you came here for the first
Well,
time?
I came when everything wasn't built yet, so I was like, really? Nah. I thought it was nice. I liked the space because they had three, well, at the time only two, right? 2 studios, and that was more than one.
It was really red and nice, and there's so many people here, and you got to have free class all week, and it was great. That's when I met Lay, and Daniel, me, I met
After first on stage.
yeah. And then she did our own tour with us, and we've been alive since then, so yay!
Lucy and Debbie, what was your first impression of crossover?
good place. Also people. Also malls.
Emily, where's Emily? What was your first impression of crossover?
A lot of people here.
And there's still a lot of people here.
It's even more.
Yeah, there's even more than when I first started.
What was your first impression of crossover?
I was scared because I was white.
Colored hair. I'm beautiful again.
I have it because I can.